Your chiropractor, doctor, or back surgeon will never tell you this. But recent studies show inflammation, joint pain, gout, and arthritis are a consequence of the foods you eat. Keep eating the wrong foods? You're stuck with joint pain for life. Start eating the right foods. Your joint discomfort fades away. Scientists say many foods can stamp out inflammation, but we've narrowed it down to the tastiest top 10. See which foods free you from pain, and some so-called healthy foods you'll want to avoid. First, what does the pain in your joints have to do with the food on your plate? More than you think. Especially if you're not eating the top foods we're about to recommend. We will also be covering foods that will make your pain worse. Arthritis, joint pain, gout, neuropathy, and even fibromyalgia are all as a result of unchecked inflammation. And for good reason. Inflammation is the reason for pain. And while you probably experience the good kind of inflammation, the redness and swelling on the side of an injury for instance, which is a key part of your body's healing process, chronic inflammation is much different. Ongoing inflammation in your body is often a result of stress, unhealthy lifestyle, and exposing your body to harmful toxins. And this kind of inflammation serves no useful purpose. Instead, it actively causes disease and imbalance in your system. 10 delicious foods you should eat. Now that you know why your food choices matter, let's get into the top foods that fight inflammation. Adding these foods to your diet is one of the easiest and smartest ways you can boost your health. Broccoli, phytonutrients in this vegetable are known to fight inflammation of the joints, respiratory system, colon, and more. Olive oil contains a natural anti-inflammatory that researchers have named oleocanthal. Eating olive oil for breakfast has even been shown to suppress 7 pro-inflammatory genes. Researchers suggest that this might explain why there is a reduced risk of heart disease and other chronic illnesses in Mediterranean countries. Blueberries, rich in antioxidants, help ward off oxidative stress and inflammation. It also increases the production of Cydocines that have anti-inflammatory properties. Fish, important source of omega-3 fats. The healthy anti-inflammatory fat is known to reduce the risk of cancer, arthritis, heart disease, and more. A recent study has also been shown to reduce the risk of dying of inflammatory diseases of up to 44%. Nuts, another natural inflammation fighter. It contains omega-3 fats and important antioxidant vitamins, dietary fiber, and magnesium. All of which play a very important role in modulating inflammation. Tart cherries are rich in antioxidants and contain anthocyanins. These yield powerful anti-inflammatory benefits. Studies show that drinking tart cherry juice reduces important markers of inflammation. Kelp contains complex anti-inflammatory properties. Like fish, however, they can accumulate toxins from the water they live in. So make sure that the kelp was harvested from unpolluted water. Fermented foods, rich in friendly bacteria known as probiotics. One benefit is that they help curb systemic inflammation. Pawpaw, rich source of antioxidants such as vitamin C and A. And beta-carotene, which also have anti-inflammatory effects. Green tea, rich in flavonoids that are great at fighting inflammation. In addition to adding these top foods to your diet, you can also make sure you stay away from eating the following foods that cause inflammation and make your pain worse. Worst foods to eat if you suffer from arthritis or joint pain. Most people have no idea that eating the wrong foods can cause arthritis pain flare UPS. They just assume it's a normal part of the aging process. A result of years of hard work, a nagging old injury, or even genetics. While all of this may contribute, you should not accept your current condition as a life sentence to pain and misery. There are natural ways to help or even reverse the damage that inflammation has done to you. And it starts with eliminating these food landmines that cause inflammation. What you're about to discover will probably be surprising, but more importantly, it will show you how to take control of your arthritis, instead of having it take control of you. 5. Bread and pasta, gluten, As far as your body is concerned, there's not much difference between bread and a heaping pile of sugar. In fact, any member of the refined carbohydrate family drives up the inflammation because the body processes them into sugar. What exactly does inflammation have to do with arthritis? Ongoing inflammation in your body is never a good thing. But what exactly does it have to do with arthritis? Hopefully, your doctor has already talked to you about uric acid, and the role it plays in your arthritis. You must know this to take control of your arthritis pain. Just in case, here is a summary. Uric acid is a natural waste product from the digestion of foods that contain purines, such as heavily processed foods, alcohol, and sugar, etc. If you consume too many of these foods, your body won't be able to dissolve this acid fast enough, which will then cause the uric acid to pile up in your body and form crystals in your joints. Ouch! Here's how it works. Eating foods that are high in purines increases the uric acid your body produces. As uric acid levels in your body rise, they form tiny sharp crystals in your joints. These crystals cause an inflammatory response in your body. This is the inflammation that causes extreme pain. Normally your body will have no problem dissolving the uric acid in your bloodstream. However, as we age, our body's ability to flush out uric acid drastically declines. Research studies show that if you are over 45, your body is much less likely to flush out uric acid naturally. So you need to be extremely careful when eating high uric producing foods as you grow older. Meanwhile, our usual response to the pain caused by uric acid crystals would be to use conventional pain meds. But none of these go to the root of the problem, they only temporarily block the pain sensors. It's like trying to heal a broken arm with a Panado. The truth is, all the pain meds in the world won't work unless they can flush out uric acid. In other words, the longer you ignore the real cause of the problem, uric acid, the longer you'll stay in pain. And the less effective traditional pain meds will be in managing your pain. Just to be clear, uric acid and inflammation could be the root cause of your arthritis pain. With that being said, it makes sense to stay away from foods that cause uric acid. 4. Fried chips and other processed fast foods. Notice that I underline the word processed, simply because it's important. My guess is you're probably not eating fast food every day of your life, but most people have no idea how processed much of their food really is. You probably already know to stay away from trans fats. They are strongly linked to systemic, chronic inflammation and are so bad for you that the Institute of Medicine recommends that you keep the consumption of this fat as low as possible. Fried chips are by no means the only culprit though. Soybean, corn, peanut, and especially sunflower oils are examples of vegetable oils that are rich in omega-6 fats, which most people in world consume far too much of. Too much omega-6 causes uric acid, which brings on inflammation. 3. Beer and other alcohols. The most common factor that increases your chance of arthritis, joint pain, and gout attacks is excess consumption of alcohol, especially beer. In fact, these pain conditions used to be known as the disease of kings, since it was mainly seen in wealthy men who drank and ate too much. Worst food number 2 is a shocker. Mainly because it's a food type that as Africans, it's become an important part of our lives. But first, let's take a look at all the gifts from Mother Nature that we can use to combat uric acid, and fight inflammation. Gifts from Mother Nature to combat uric acid, and fight inflammation. Unfortunately, with the nutrient-deficient food we're eating today, the vast majority of adults eat way too many uric acid-producing foods, and not enough uric acid-flushing foods, which causes dangerously high uric acid levels. To help, here are some superfoods you should be adding to your diet. Devil's claw is a strange-looking desert herb that grows wild in southwest Africa. It is known as a fast joint relief herb. It also has amazing alkalizing and cleansing properties. Tart cherry. Research shows that the antioxidants in tart cherry juice can reduce pain and inflammation from osteoarthritis, OA. A 2012 study showed that drinking cherry juice twice a day for 21 days reduced the pain felt by people with OA. Blood tests also showed that they experienced significantly less inflammation. Boswellia extract, in a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study. 30 patients received 333 mg 3x a day of Boswellia. The group that received Boswellia had a significant reduction in pain and swelling, and an increase in joint and flexibility to the placebo group. Birch and willow is known to dissolve stones and crystals that have already formed in the joints. Celery seed supports the kidneys, assisting the body in flushing out uric acid and other toxins that may be contributing to joint discomfort. Stinging nettle is a slow-acting nutritive herb that gently cleanses the body of metabolic wastes. Alfalfa, lush green superfood that cows love to eat. It contains practically every mineral known to man. High uric acid drops your magnesium and mineral levels, which causes achy muscles and spasms. Alfalfa is in there to restore those minerals. When dealing with arthritis pain, it's not really practical to search out all of these ingredients. We'll talk more about these possible solutions in a moment. Let's get into some trouble-making meat that could be making your arthritis worse. 2. Steak, burritos, and other red meats. Red meat is higher in purines when compared to white meats. This causes an increased production of uric acid when consumed. As an African, I know how tough this step will be. Meat is a huge part of our lives, however, if you want to better manage your discomfort, they should only be eaten occasionally. In just a moment, I'm going to reveal the number 1 worst arthritis food, but first, I want to set your mind at ease. I have some good news for you. What you've discovered in this article so far does not mean you can never eat these foods again. In fact, there is a way to still eat the foods you love, and not cause a uric acid-induced inflammatory response in your body. It's actually a natural way to trick your body back into working more like it did when you were 20. Especially when it comes to minimizing pain. Before we go into this trick on how to turn back the clock, let me reveal the number 1 worst food for arthritis. 1. Sugar. First I'm going to show you why it's bad, then I'm going to show you how you can eat it anyway. Harvard research has recently revealed that the more sugar men with osteoarthritis consume, the more likely the condition is to get worse. Even though the increased consumption of sugar is linked to weight gain, a known risk factor for osteoarthritis, the link was true regardless of the weight. This suggests that the sugar itself may be responsible for the worsening of arthritis. And makes sense, doesn't it? Sugar is extremely high in purines, which causes your body to produce more uric acid than it can handle. Cookies, candy, coexisters, milk turd, and ice cream. All of these are loaded with sugar, which drives up your blood sugar, blood pressure, and more importantly, uric acid levels, which results in painful inflammation. Do this, then never feel pain again. I know. This may seem like a list of the most delicious foods that you can't eat. And you're probably thinking that you should eat plain and unsatisfying foods for the rest of your life in order to be free of arthritis pain. But what if it was possible to enjoy these forbidden foods without worrying about it driving up your uric acid-induced inflammation? Now it is. What is more important, your health free of suffering or otherwise the opposite? Remember all those uric acid and inflammation fighting ingredients I showed you earlier? Well, all these ingredients can be found in our uric acid support. Instead of having to search them all out one by one, you can get them all in one place. Inflammation fighting ingredients. Celery seed supports the kidneys, assisting the body in flushing out uric acid and other toxins that may be contributing to joint discomfort. Nettle is a slow-acting nutritive herb that gently cleanses the body of metabolic wastes. Birch is best known for dissolving stones and crystals. Willow bark is an ancient joint relief compound dating back to the time of Hippocrates. Alfalfa both alkalizes and detoxifies the body. It also helps restore a healthy mineral balance. Devil's claw is a strange-looking desert herb that has become known for superior joint relief. Boswellia has been used for thousands of years to relieve joint discomfort, especially in the knees. A breed of eucalypt that has the highest cineol content on the planet and has effectively helped the Aboriginal Australians with joint, muscle and foot discomfort for thousands of years.